Testing, testing. Hi, I'm Danny Pond, and I've finally figured out how to use OBS. First off, I feel like I should apologise. It's been a while since I've done a video. I've been busy with the release of my next game, Spiderbro 2, which is fully out now. Feel free to go play it if you wanna. I think it's a great game, or maybe it's a bit mid, I don't know. I'd love to hear some feedback on it, so feel free to play it, the demo, or buy it, whatever. Please play it. Also, I want to apologise for the state of my room right now. I was cleaning and then my cat, Billy, he decided to sit on my bed whilst I was cleaning, so I thought, well, it can wait. I'll just do a video. But yes, I finally figured out how to use OBS. Hopefully the quality of my recordings is a lot better than the software I was using before. And I decided to try it out today. I do a tier list. Because there is no way I could let the fucking Limp Bizkit tier list be my only tier list, holy shit. So we are going to do an Alien movie tier list, because I absolutely love the Alien movies. You can't actually tell, but that poster next to the Doom poster with all the light reflecting from it, that is an Alien poster, the first movie. Also, one moment. I actually have plastic things of Alien. I were bought these a long time ago by a friend, and I don't really usually like the plastic, you know, the toys. I don't know what they do. Anyway, I actually own some of Alien, so that shows how much of a fan I am of those movies. I'm willing to own plastic junk of it. Yeah, if everything's going well, we should hopefully be able to switch the scene. Hey. And begin our tier list. Okay, so it starts with the first movie. I'm just going to go right ahead and put that in S tier already. What a movie. I am biased. I saw it as like a 6-year-old on some recorded VHS that my parents made. Had to fast forward through the adverts. I think it was on ITV or something. Really late night showing of Alien. And that it really freaked the fuck out of me. I was really scared. I was terrified of everything for like a few weeks after seeing that, and I'm not sure if my parents ever knew I'd seen it at such a young age, but it stuck with me. It traumatized me so much that I feel like nowadays I love it. It's such a brilliant movie. Ridley Scott's direction is just incredible. He captures some incredible visuals. He's still doing it today. Say what you want about, well, we'll get on to the newer movies, but he's excellent at capturing an image, and you really get that in this movie. You really get the claustrophobic, you know, everything, this junk piled everywhere, you know, like the spaceship's made out of like 20 different models all cobbled together. And I just love that visual style. And the monster itself, the alien, the xenomorph, incredible design. Just scared the living hell out of me. I genuinely was tricked by that twist at the end of the movie. The first time I watched it, I thought that was the end of the movie where Ripley gets into the shuttlecraft, and I thought, oh, thank God she's safe. And where it sticks its hand out when she's just like minding her business on the fucking control panel or whatever for the shuttlecraft, and that blew me away as a kid. That blew me away, and even today, you know, it's still even though I've watched it 50 million times at this point, it's still a movie I continue to love and enjoy. And you know, that hand suddenly going out, it's unexpected even today. Even if you are expecting it, it's there and it's out, and it's scary. Very claustrophobic, very very heavy feeling movie. Lots of death. Yeah, the perfect organism, absolutely perfect. I love that movie. Such a good movie. Excellent performances too from everyone involved. You know, obviously this is the start of Ripley, although to be fair, Ripley does spend most of the time just running away in this movie, or being sexually assaulted by a robot, or being misled by the computer of the ship, so it's yeah, it's the start of an arc, and it's an excellent beginning. I absolutely love this movie. Absolutely love it. It's my favourite movie of all time. Moving on to the sequel, Aliens. Now, this is a tough one. I don't want to be the ultimate contrarian, sat here defending Fred Durst's so-called art and and what have you. A lot of people love this movie, and I totally get it. It is a terrific movie. It's also a James Cameron movie, and I have a few spicy takes on James Cameron. I think he might be a hack fraud. I'm not too sure yet, but I have questions about his movies, and this shows like a pattern that James Cameron does a lot. He yeah, if you look at like Aliens and Terminator 2, like if the guy did a Titanic 2, it'd just be, oh, a bigger ship. Also, the iceberg is the one that saves the ship this time as a twist. Also, we've added a little kid as the main character. It feels like he follows this set pattern for sequels, and it feels like Aliens does fall into that. There's a little kid in it for no apparent reason. She can't act. Newt is the worst thing of that movie. She annoys the living hell out of me. I understand why she has to be there. I don't necessarily have a problem with the plot or anything like that. This is a good movie. Find a better child actor. You did better with Terminator 2. I must admit, the kid could actually act in that movie. But sadly, Newt isn't great. They don't have a lot of lines for her, which is probably for the best. But yeah, I'm going to put this... I should put this in A tier. Excellent follow-up. I've got some nitpicks. A little too many aliens, I think. It dilutes the fear just a little bit. I know a lot of people will love the part with, like, Ripley, liking Bishop and learning to like Bishop, but that's just generic James Cameron sequel stuff. That's the moderate twist that this one has. The robot isn't the evil person. A twist he also repeats in Terminator 2, by the way, and I wouldn't be surprised if Avatar 2 has some sort of, oh, the big bad isn't the big bad this time, it's on our side. As I said, the Titanic would be saved by the iceberg in Titanic 2 if it was James Bond. Let me try that again. Iceberg would be the one that saves the ship in Titanic 2 if James Cameron made a sequel to that. So, yeah, I'm going to put it in A tier. Excellent action, a bit more action focused than horror focused, but it definitely has its moments, like crawling through the little venty things, like at the end. I love that scene with Vasquez and the sergeant guy, I forget his name, where they have like a respect for each other and camaraderie. Obviously Burke is a slime ball. I think we all know that. Good character there. Yeah, you obviously need that suit there. Puts a face to the company, which I can take or leave. I do like how the company is, for the most part, just kind of faceless, and the closest representation they've got to the company in the first one is actually the cyborg that goes nuts. So all round good movie. It's got a good thing. It copies the same twist at the end with, oh, there's an alien on the ship. Again, the James Cameron thing of just like remaking the same movie but changing ever so slight elements of it that somehow make it different, and in a way it kind of does, but once you watch Alien and then Aliens back to back, you'll notice that there's all these sequences in order, which is bizarre. It just feels like James Cameron reshot the movie in an action setting with more aliens. It worked. It's a good movie, but it follows definitely the same beats, right down to the fact that Ripley puts on a suit and beats the alien at the end. she runs into another room and puts on a suit and blasts the alien out of an airlock at the end of both of these movies. So great movie, but James Cameron, you're on notice. You're a hack fraud. I know your shit. I know your shit. Okay, now we're going to get even more contrarian, because we're going to talk about Alien 3. A lot of people don't like Alien 3. I understand why. You saw the theatrical cut. I don't think you should watch the theatrical cut. You should throw the theatrical cut on like some sort of bonfire and just let it burn, because I think it's not the director's cut, it's called the assembler cut or something. Far superior. If you're going to watch Alien 3, watch the assembler cut. That's the version I recommend, and that's the version I'm going to be talking about in this one, because yes, the theatrical cut is a complete shame. All of the cool stuff has been taken out of it. It's creepy, it's almost rapey, it's just so bizarre. Such bizarre choices made into this movie. You could tell there was a lot of studio meddling and a lot of, well, we have to have this, we have to have that, we can't do this, we can't do that, it's got to be 90 minutes long. And the result is this shit movie. Assembler cut, it's like a totally different movie. It's incredible. It is incredible what the studio did to this movie before, just so they felt like they could put it in the cinema or something. Like, I don't know why. I watched the assembler cut and I think this is the far superior movie. I'm pretty certain that everybody would have much more enjoyed this had they gone to the cinema and seen this version from the outset. Yeah, there are a multitude of differences, including like plot. Like, there are total massive chunks of plots just taken out of the theatrical cut, which adds, like, these plots are important. They add a sense of mystery. The idea is that in this one, Ripley's on a prison planet. Her spaceship crash lands after the events of Aliens on this prison planet, and they don't know as to whether, like, the people dying around them is, the prisoners going a little nuts because, now there's a woman about, they're all bald men, and now they've got a bald woman with them, and it's like, oh god, that might create tensions because they're all religious and like, they're like religious incels or something. I don't quite get it, but got this, like, dynamic of is it an alien, or is it just Ripley's presence causing problems? You've got this whole side angle with Golic, who's like a bit nuts in the head, and he keeps on talking about how he's seen a dragon because he saw the alien kill a load of people, but instead everyone just blames him for it. And it's an interesting thing, having Ripley, once in this position of power, dragged way down to this position of almost despair. This is such a despair-filled movie. It's I can see why people wouldn't like it if they liked Aliens. I really do, because it's sort of like the opposite. Aliens gives a lot to Ripley. It gives Newt, it gives Hicks, it gives a victory, rather than just running away at least and getting lucky. This one takes all that away from her. Pretty much right from the start, it's basically just like, oh, we've killed Newt and Hicks now. I'm fine with that. I know a lot of people have, like, mad disagreements with that. For me, as far as, like, this, like, first trilogy goes, I love Alien 3, the assembler cut. The theatrical cut can go fuck itself, but the assembler cut, an amazing ending to an amazing trilogy. Like, you've got the start, the rise to the heights, and then the fall to death. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I also appreciate, as a Yorkshire person myself who sounds like a dumb fucking Game of Thrones character, I like it when I hear my own accent on TV. Maybe I should rephrase that, actually, because I like seeing it in movies and stuff like that. I do not like seeing it in the media, in the news, because we all sound stupid as fuck up here. This is the most dumbest sounding accent in the world, and we've got it. But for these prisoner characters, it works perfectly. It's great. It's great to hear all these Yorkshire accents being screamed and shouted. I'd say this one has lesser alien effects. They tried this interesting thing with this puppet. They had this miniature puppet that they shot on a blue screen and tried to superimpose on top of the movie. It doesn't work all that well. There are certainly some shots. They're very quick. You can tell they thought it was shit too, because these shots are all very quick. But there's definitely one where an alien's running to a door and they're waiting for the door to close, and he keeps on pressing the button, the alien's getting closer, but the perspective is totally fucked. It looks terrible. Plus there's also this like strange green hue around a lot of the alien shots, and you can really tell the difference when, you know, the alien stops being a little miniature puppet and starts being, you know, some sort of like suit worn by someone, some sort of giant puppet prosthetic thing, you know, attached to someone's arm. So yeah, just little bits like that, little inconsistencies, but ultimate contrarian mode. I think Alien 3 overall, incredible movie. It's not my favourite, but in some ways I do rank it above Aliens. I do consider it more of an alien movie than Aliens. Not that I'm saying Aliens is bad, but these three are all excellent movies. It's an excellent trilogy, and I absolutely love it. Alien Resurrection. Let's just go ahead and put that there. I know I've banged on about how James Cameron is a hack fraud, but the bigger hack fraud of this world is Joss Whedon. It was all fun and games when he was just making fun little TV shows about teenage vampire killers, but some asshole put him in the charge of the Alien franchise. And they were like, hey, Joss Whedon, we want you to reboot the Alien franchise. Give us 10 more movies. And he may have buried it forever. I don't think we've really quite had a good Alien movie beyond this. This is probably giving away my opinions about the rest of them. But this movie's dog shit. Like, I don't understand. Like, whose idea was it for Ripley to have sex with an alien? That's the first thing. That's an appalling idea. That idea should have been shot down straight away. Oh my god. I have no idea why Ripley's all of a sudden this like weird half alien, half horny, half lesbian, half human. She's not in character, and I get it because she's meant to be like a clone and she's like got bits of alien in her, but that's the only interesting thing of this movie, and I still don't like it that much. The characters are kind of fun in the movie. They're all like, you know, space pirates. I don't hate them. You've got you got that guy, Ron Perlman, is it? I think he's in the movie. He does some pretty good performances. You know, I don't necessarily have anything against the characters. It's mainly in the direction, and the writing, especially towards the end, is just completely ridiculous. Whoever directed this movie, for some reason, thought it was a comedy, because that's how it's directed. I do not understand that. I don't know where they were going with that, or why they thought that was a good idea, but it's bad. It's really bad. Plot-wise, they clone a bunch of aliens, and clone Ripley as well. That's how they get the alien in the first place, because they get the one from her chest at the end of Alien 3. Don't ask me how they got that DNA. I guess they found some fingernails in a fucking apartment. Obviously, the aliens escape because, of course they do. They've got acid for blood. They just bully one of them and kill it. And it melts through the floor, and then the rest escape. I can't believe they didn't think of, like... Come on, like they make this like massive, bold claim at the beginning to Ripley that this isn't the year 3000 Ripley, this is the year 30,000. We're so much better than Wayland Yutani. We're Walmart or whatever. Oh god, this movie's so bad. It the writing, the direction, appalling, just appalling. Like Joss Whedon, I have no idea how you continue to get work after this, because I swear to god, if I had written this, right, I'm pretty certain that I would be blacklisted everywhere. They'd be like, no, Danny Pond, oh no, she wrote Alien Resurrection, we don't want that sick degenerate fuck, my god. Yeah, it's the worst one. I'm putting it in D tier. It's really, really bad. Let's move on to AVP. Oh boy. So AVP is an interesting one because I'm not that much of a big fan of Predator. It's fine, I guess. I've seen the first one. It's fine. It's a good movie. I don't hate it. It's not really something that overly sparked joy in me either. I just thought, oh, that's a neat movie about, like, you know, they think they're fighting in Nam or whatever, but they're actually fighting an alien in the jungle or whatever. Pretty cool. The whole merging of it together, from what I gather, came from, like, basically one asshole set designer was like, we'll just throw this alien skull in there in this scene because, like, I don't know, we need some skulls. Like, found like an alien skull, probably like left over from like one of the Alien movies, and just slapped it on the fucking Predator hunting table or whatever in one of the Predator movies. And since people saw that, it's always been, oh, Alien versus Predator. I think the concept is fucking stupid. For that reason, I'm putting this movie in there. It's not a very good movie. Come on, like, even if I get over the fact that they treat the alien like some like rat-like vermin, which I think is completely the wrong approach. By the way, I think the alien and the predator should have been treated as equals. You know, 1v1, not 1v50 million in a pyramid. Yeah, just a bad movie all round. It didn't need to exist. I remember I was so young when this came out, and I remember seeing the posters, and I remember hearing the hype for it, and everyone seemed thrilled that this was finally happening. You know, I'd go into like Laser Quest, which it's like laser guns, you know what I mean. I'd go into Laser Quest in the town nearby where I grew up, and there'd be like this giant poster, and everyone would be like, "Oh, AVP, I can't wait." And then it came out, and it felt like just nobody fucking talked about it after that. Just everybody fell silent. It's like, well, be careful what you wish for. As far as alien movies go, it's pretty bad, I think. And that's how I'm ranking these. As a movie, it'd probably be more C tier, whatever. It's just action schlock. It's not to be taken seriously. But as a big alien head, I am taking it seriously. And that's why it's in D tier. That can go there too. I've seen this movie, and what can I say other than that it's dark, and not dark in like, ooh, it's got some dark subject matter. No, they just turn the contrast down on everything. You can't see shit. It's appalling. I have no idea why they made this movie. There's like a sequel beta thing at the end, from what I recall. Which one did? You know what, I don't care, who gives a shit, they're both crap. So we move on to sort of the next controversial bit. You see, we've got Prometheus here, and I'd just like to clarify that I actually never really considered Prometheus an alien movie. I understand it takes place in the same universe, but I never considered it an alien movie, part of the franchise. I always considered Prometheus the start of a new franchise, exploring other things within this universe that also happens to contain the alien. I liked Prometheus. I'm going to put it in B tier. Some characters do some dumb things sometimes. It's not the only horror movie to have that problem, but it's I like that movie. I know a lot of people hated it. Excuse me. I understand a lot of people hated that movie. They were like, oh, it's not really an alien movie, but that's kind of why I liked it. It moved on and did other things. And, you know, the hint of alien that you do get is like right at the end, and for me it's fascinating understanding that what you've just seen, the chaos that you've just seen, even though it wasn't about the alien, the consequences that it's brought the alien or an organism closer to what we get in the alien movies, closer to reality. And I love the I just love that the alien came from like the fucked up fetus that got aborted out of the poor main protagonist. I've forgotten her name, Shaw or something in this movie. yeah, she has a baby, and then she essentially gets poisoned by this goop that fucks up or creates life. That's another thing that's a bit hazy in this movie. They can't seem to decide whether it's a weapon or a life creation thing. Maybe it's both. It's like Genesis out of Star Trek, maybe, but that's not really fully explained. But yeah, she ingests this goop. Her kid, her fetus kid inside her gets so fucked up she has to have an emergency abortion, essentially, using this machine, which is absolutely horrific scene, by the way. It's incredible. It's like, oh, like, she would not have been walking around after that, that's for sure. But whatever, she has to move about. But yeah, and then when you get back to it, and this life form that's been ripped out of her is just like grown. It hugs itself around one of the universe creators, the engineers, and out of that comes essentially the start of the alien. And I love that chaotic mix of just insanity and evolution and weird STEM shit. Just, yeah, a lot of people probably don't like that, but I really liked that, and I liked that the movie for the most part was actually about things completely different. It was about, you know, a search for answers, you know, a search for a creator, where there probably is none, you know. And as you can see at the end, Mr. Weyland-Yutani goes up to the engineer and is like, "Why did you create us?" And I think he just gets punched in the face or something. He travels like 50 billion miles and keeps himself alive in a freezer for fucking decades to have this opportunity. And the creator is just like, go fuck yourself. What the fuck? What the fuck are you guys doing here? Holy shit. So yeah, that bit I really, really, really liked. I really liked that bit. I love that David is just this like weird neurotic android that's not like fully complete yet. You know, it hasn't had like certain inhibitors put on him, so he's just going around causing chaos. Yeah, B tier movie, I'd say. I enjoyed Prometheus. I never really considered it part of the Alien franchise though, which is where we get on to the next one. This is a tough one because I'm just going to say it. I think Ridley Scott wanted to create Prometheus 2, and I think the studio said, no, create Alien 10 or whatever. And the solution the guy came up with was to try and do both, but I think it satisfies neither camp. I'm going to put that one in... this is tough. C tier. It's still bad. It's still a bad movie, okay? I'm just going to say that. It's not as bad as these ones, though. But this is still a bad movie. I'd say it begins decently. In fact, the first probably 3/4 of an hour to an hour is actually pretty good. Other than the fact that they, again, make some pretty silly decisions, like in Prometheus, like, you know. But hey, the plot's got to happen, I guess. So they go ahead and make these silly decisions. I'll look over that. And then the consequences of said silly decisions happen and people start getting ill. There's this amazing bit, because essentially the colonists, they find this planet. It's not the planet they were looking for in the first place, but the chance to happen to find it. There's a weird transmission coming from it of someone singing, and they're like, oh, let's just go here. This is a sign from God, says the captain. It's the first silly move. Down there, they don't wear spacesuits. Several of them get contaminated with sort of like the goop from Prometheus. That causes them to, you know, decay. All sorts of shit happen. You know, there are consequences to it. I just love that scene where the chaos starts to spiral. You've got they've carried the guy to the med ward. He's like convulsing, and there's like an alien breaking out of his back this time, which is like fucked up. And there's like a lot of screaming and shouting. This girl keeps on slipping in a pool of blood all the fucking time. You know, it's great tension and suspension. And then they go and destroy it all by destroying the dropship entirely, blowing up the entire scene, and then going into some almost like a side quest with David the android again, and then it turns into a Prometheus movie for quite a while. Again, I wish it had just if if Ridley Scott just wanted to make a Prometheus movie, he should have stuck by his guns and made a Prometheus movie. Because once you get into the Prometheus stuff, all the alien shit that's around it feels tacked on and pointless. And in the end, it just, like, after all the Prometheus stuff, it just goes, oh, this is an alien movie. Shit. There's an alien now. It feels rushed. It doesn't feel earned. It's just a mess. It's just a mess, and for that reason, it has to go C tier. There are some elements from it I like. I love that first scene where chaos starts unfolding. I think that's great. But after that, it does take a downward turn. The Prometheus stuff I can take, and had it 100% focused on that, it could have been there or even there, but confused as fuck and generally sucks dick is a good way of describing that movie. So those are my opinions on the Alien franchise. I understand there's a new one coming out. Yay. I don't have much confidence that it's going to be very good. I think that Hollywood should leave well enough alone at this point. We've already got the perfect trilogy as far as I'm concerned, and everything since that has been utter garbage as far as I'm concerned for the most part. So it's kind of like one of them when your last decent movie was made 1 year before I was even born. How are you justifying continuing making this shit? I don't know. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it turns out to be an excellent movie and I'll be back on YouTube eating my words going, oh my god, guys, oh my god, move all this shit down, let's get an SS tier. Well, no, not an SS tier. Let's get an S star tier. Let's put the new Alien up there. I'll probably not go to the cinema to watch it. I hate the cinema. I hate the cinema, so I'll probably just watch it at some point when it hits streaming. So yeah, I can't say I'm really looking forward to it, but maybe I should remain optimistic. Maybe I'm a nihilist. Maybe I just need to cheer up a bit. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Apologies for the kind of a break. I'll be doing this sort of thing more regular. I'm also hoping to start streaming games now that I've figured out what the hell I'm doing here. I've been thinking maybe I should stream some Dead by Daylight because I do love some Dead by Daylight. It's a good game. I enjoy it. I'm not very good at it. Expect me to die a lot. But yeah, until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.